Today's is going to be a bumpy ride. Today is April 19th. And I'm Derek O'Shea, and this is the Derek O'Shea Show. Maxine Waters did what Maxine Waters has always done and encouraged people to get in people's faces and confrontation. But as always, the news media could care less. And same with Democrats. They're just two-faced as usual because they support all these riots and they help bail them out. But they won't say that. They'll call them protesters or activists. Maxine Waters said this weekend, we're looking for a guilty verdict. We're looking for a guilty verdict. We're looking to see if all this blank that took place has been taking place after they saw what happened to George Floyd. If nothing does not happen, then we know that we got to not only stay in the street, but we've got to fight for justice. I am very hopeful, and I hope that we are going to get a verdict that says guilty, 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 and if we don't, we cannot go away. As always, the public is the one that makes a decision if you're guilty or not. Not the evidence, not the jurors, not the trial, not the argument if you're guilty or not. You don't deserve a fair trial because America saw what you did. And this quote continued. When asked about what activists should do if Chauvin is not convicted, Waters said that we must stay on the street. We've got to be more active, and we got to get more confrontational. She said, we've got to make sure they know we mean business. Quote, end quote. And shortly after, a National Guardsman and police officer were shot by a drive-by shooting. If that's not inciting violence, I don't know what is. I know you want to put Trump behind bars and then put, a grandma walking around the Capitol taking pictures, put those people in prison for the rest of their life for taking selfies at the Capitol. Yes, there was stupid stuff that happened there too, but they also want to go after those people. But then Maxine Waters can say this, and it's not a big deal, and the media could just bats their eye. They're like, I don't know, I didn't see the video. If I don't see it, I don't hear it, I don't have to say it. Or if I just see it in my private, I can pretend like I didn't. Also, the liberal media, as always, is showing they have zero conscience. And as always, Democrats aren't speaking up against their own party. I'm so tired of the freaking tribalism. I just wish everyone would just be for the freaking truth. That's why I call this show the Politically Homeless Show, because I feel like I do not fit in a stupid camp, because I just feel like Democrats and Republicans, they just, it's all about tribalism. We band together, we stay together. Except for the few fringe people. Those are my faves. Okay. Because at least they have somewhat of a conscience. Let's continue what's going on in Minnesota. And as the media doesn't report on this, and you have to actually dig for this stuff, I don't understand how this isn't. That Maxine Waters quote should be on every headline everywhere, and she should probably be convicted. A former police officer, because she crossed state lines too. I know that's a big deal. A former police officer and defense witness called during the trial of the Chauvin trial was reportedly targeted by activist rioters and looters this weekend. Barry Broad's former home was smeared with animal blood and a severed pig's head on the front porch on Saturday. Why do you think all these jurors are freaking out for their lives? They're looking. If you think the jurors aren't watching TV, not knowing what's going on, you're out of your freaking mind. They know that whatever they say has deep ramifications for what is about to happen. But at the same time, don't you feel like despite the verdict, if he's acquitted, if he's guilty, they'll say it's not enough. And then they'll go out because these anti-fascists, quote unquote, that are actual fascists, is a fun play on words, right? It's like the Nazis. We're the anti-Nazis, but we're going to beat you in a pulp and put you in a concentration camp. I mean, a re-education camp. I feel like the world's going crazy, and I feel like I'm joining. I feel like I'm reading this information. I'm like, how are people not putting all these people behind bars? I just don't get it. I just feel like this trial is going to be a mistrial, because how can you logically say that these people were, unbiased in any way, especially the judge? So a Maine college is issuing $50 tickets to students who fail to wear a face mask while on campus properly. That'll stop college kids. Hey, if you don't turn down that party, we're going to give you a ticket. All right, here's a ticket. Son of a gun. Oh, yeah, a bunch of college kids. Yeah, okay. Who cares? The killer detective in Austin, 41 years old, is arrested finally a day after the shooting of his teen daughter and her football player boyfriend and another woman, months after being booted from the force for raping a 16-year-old family member. Jeez. I feel like I need to make like a good news segment just for everyone's mental health. That Austin story was nuts. I saw it unfolding and I was like, this seems. People like to make it seem like these are fringe or like out of nowhere and have no like connection to anything, and it's just some man being crazy. But obviously there was a connection, and it's really sad and just crazy. Speaking of sad and crazy, 27 people were shot and 5 dead in Chicago this weekend. Will the media report on it? Absolutely not, because you know what? It's a gun-free zone, and those guns are illegal. They're coming from Indiana. Prosecutor in Dante Wright's case vows to hold veteran cop Kimberly Potter accountable as Black Lives Matter protesters and rioters swarm his freaking home. And you wonder why these people won't take cases. I mean, this country is out of hand, and I don't blame cops for. I don't understand how you could still be a cop in this situation. I give you all the credit for staying in the situation. At the same time, you're not being backed. I'm just like, something needs to happen. Satellite images reveal Russian military base in Crimea is filled up with thousands of tanks and troops as Putin continues to build his forces on the border of Ukraine. Don't worry, we're just worried about our racist trials that aren't racist, but we're pretty sure they're racist because it feels racist. Because Derek Chauvin was a raging racist, and we all know it because we feel like he was. It just felt wrong. But this is happening in the Ukraine border, and we're focused on other things. We're focused on ourselves. And if Russia was smart, I would probably start action tonight or tomorrow. While the country is burning, or maybe this weekend when things really ramp up. Demi Lovato, for some good news, finally something. You need a comedic break every once in a while. Demi Lovato told LA frozen yogurt shop The Big Chill to do something better by slamming the store's harmful message and diet options. It's a frozen yogurt place. So it's like me walking in the Dairy Queen and it's like, where's the salad at? It's like me walking in the Krispy Kremes. I would actually like a sandwich. Something healthy option. Maybe a vegetarian sandwich? If you think Hollywood actors are in touch with how you feel and speak for you and know what it's like to not be especially even these athletes when they speak up and they like try to get into politics, and you're like, LeBron, by the time you were 18, you were a multimillionaire. I don't think you know what it's like to pay rent. I know you feel like you do because you remember when the struggles through mom and stuff, but my hardest times were in my 20s and 30s, not when I was 16 and poor and dumb and just didn't know what was going on and knew that we were struggling, but I was still a kid at heart. ISIS issues warnings to Christians in Egypt as they execute and capture a Coptic and 2 tribesmen with gunshots to the head. So ISIS is back to being ISIS. Yay! Oh yeah, they're not murdering Christians out there. That's in your head. They're not censoring conservatives. That's in your head. I'm so sick of some of the things my liberal friends say. CPSC urges people with children at home to stop using Peloton treadmill immediately. That just sounds, I know it's like very serious, and I know this kid got pinned. It's very sad, but at the same time, like, hey, if you're going to use the Peloton, make sure no kids are in the house, okay? God, it's so weird. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. I hope it does to you too. 2 men were caught after a Tesla car crashed into a tree and caught on fire in Texas, and police believe that there was nobody present in the driver's seat at the time of the accident. You know, that's why you stay in the driver's seat, because sometimes technology fails and you have to override it because you're there and you're a logical thinking person. Don't do this. And today in history, for the most ironic thing to ever be said, in 1775, the American Revolution begins at the Battle of Lexington. Started at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. They were early risers back in the day. You got to get started before the first light. Hope you guys have a fantastic Monday. Get ready for the end of the verdict tonight. Prepare yourself. And I recommend you not join anything, protest, riot, because you have no idea how it's going to end up. And yeah, I'm staying home and watching, and hopefully nothing happens. But if last summer was an indication of what's about to happen, I just, pray for this world. Try to be a good person. Try to love your neighbor. Try to find some ways to relax. Hey, a good way to relax is check out my week recap where I talked about last week, but I also went really into why I think the stigma behind mental health is something to be addressed. And I think that the argument to say it's only for crazy people or addicts or people with real problems is stupid. And I hope you consider that video I did, or podcast I did, however you want to listen to it. Check it out. It's on my podcast. Also, I started a website. It's going live soon. I still got to get the domain, but whatever. Just another thing to do. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next episode of the Derek O'Shea Show.